I'm fully willing to admit I was wrong. Stealth kicks major butt. These new Commando missions, I know that they're new and shiny, and so that might wear off at some point, but as of right now, this is the most fun I've had in Helldivers in quite a while. I did not think that engaging the stealth mechanics would be fun at all. I'm typically a kind of run and gun sort of dude. I didn't like the sneaking around since stealth didn't really actually ever work, but with this update, it works well, and these missions are a ton of fun. So this gameplay footage is just me doing my first Commando mission solo. I want to see how hard would it be to do a level 10 by yourself. I will say I'm a little disappointed that I completed the mission on my first run. I didn't do everything, so there's definitely room for improvement, but when I was reading on the forums, everyone talking about this, they were saying, I'm failing level 1, level 5 missions, like it's so hard. It wasn't that bad, but it was a different way to play, and I always appreciate when there's a different way to shake things up and engage the game in a new way. I especially appreciate the limited call-ins for the Super Destroyer. If you'll recall, I actually mentioned that as a possibility that they could include to make the game more difficult, and they actually included it. So not saying they took my idea, I'm certain they were already working on that long before I said anything, but it is cool to see something that I suggested come to light. Although as far as I understand the mechanic, and I went into this very blind, so I don't really know a whole lot about it, I went into it without reading anything. Each player only gets to call in the Super Destroyer once, so obviously it's intended for 4 players. Those 4 players each get it once, and you kind of share it. Well, if you're soloing it, that means you only get to call it in once, so you land with your gear, and you get 1 Super Destroyer after that, which makes it very difficult, but still manageable. For this entire run, I basically only used 2 stratagems, and that was because I can only carry the backpack that you see me carrying, the supply pack, and then my spear gun. You're not really allowed to use turrets and other things. I did bring a mech thinking, okay, well, if I need like an emergency get out button, I'll use the mech. And I wish I would have had it later in the mission, but I already used my Super Destroyer once. I thought I could call it in 4 times since there wasn't 4 players. I was wrong on that, so it might be interesting if they could give us a little bit more freedom on that if we're soloing it, but I also understand that these missions weren't built for solo players. They're built as a group mission in mind. I also really can't wait to unlock the C4. I really didn't think I was going to be excited to use it, but seeing how these missions progress, like this one destroying the AA emplacements, having that Commando pack will really make you feel like a commando, right? You're sneaking in, you're crawling on your belly, you throw a C4 up, you destroy the thing, you get out before you get seen. I can't wait to try that. I also engaged a different weapon for the first time in forever. Granted, when the Coyote came out, still overpowered. I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, but the Coyote is still overpowered. It's basically Coyote or crossbow, and that's all I ever bring because those are the most powerful weapons. Using the new suppressed weapons, I don't think I'll use them on every mission, because obviously if the team isn't going silent, there's no point in having like the drawbacks of the suppressor where you can go completely loud, but on stealth missions like this, it's so fun to be able to pick enemies off, run away, get them to kind of forget about you, come back and hit them again. And the spear gun felt really, really powerful in this scenario too, and it's been a while since I've really engaged the spear gun too, so it was a cool way to really change the stratagems I'm using and change the way that I play. When I first saw this war bond, I thought, I'm not going to buy that. And that was the first war bond I've looked at and said, I'm probably not going to get that because it's just not my way of playing. But after doing a commando mission, yeah, I want this war bond. I want more commando missions. I want more options. I want more gameplay variety like this. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this run as I'm watching it, as I'm talking, like what could I have done to change things up? Like, okay, I called in my Super Destroyer and I wasted it the one time that I could call it in, so how could I have changed that strategically? I'm thinking about like, well, the missile command, I could call that in twice and then I'd have a missile on my like backup, but then I couldn't carry a weapon, so maybe trying that. Having like the anti-tank device, so I could have taken down this whole convoy here. I decided not to engage in them because I didn't really have the tools to take them down. I think that was a smart commando move. I kind of want to bring the warp pack because that would be really cool to like have on top of the stealth teleporting around. Really fits like the stealth ninja commando vibes, but also just after my first run-in as a level 10 here, I really needed that supply pack with limited resupplies. Being able to use grenades and tons of stims is what got me through this solo. I'm sure there's better players than me who can do this without ever like alerting enemies, and that's like the level I want to get to. So it definitely gives you a goal to work towards, which is something that's super important for this game because I know that it's been out for 2 years now and people kind of feeling like, well, I've done everything. It's the same thing over and over again. This kind of gives you, again, a fresh way to play it, but also goals to work towards and strive towards which is super important for games to have, so it's great to have that again. I did see a comment that said that they wish that the suppressors would have been like an add-on rather than completely new weapons, just being able to add them on to other weapons. And I kind of see that point, like we just got this great customization system, so even if they want to lock it behind a warbond, adding like the suppressor as like you unlock it as the last thing of your warbond, and then that unlocks the attachment for other weapons, so you still have to get the warbond. I think they could have done that. I don't know why they didn't choose to, and I'd love to see more suppressors for more weapons going forward, but I also don't want to be like every single weapon can have that on there. Actually, you know what, now that I say that out loud, like why not? I get that having like an automatic flame shotgun that's suppressed doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense, but like, would it really be game breaking if we could suppress every weapon? I know that if I could suppress my explosive weapons like the crossbow, I'd just go back to using that, so it is helpful to not have it attached to everything, but crossbows also can't have a whole bunch of attachments either way, so I think they could have attached it to other weapons and engaged the system they already made, rather than just having these generic weapons added to it, and we might see that come in the future. This is also the first time that I've worn light armor in like a year. I never take off my heavy butcher armor, and I really enjoy the light armor. I forgot how fun it is to actually have move speed and mobility. Like, I definitely feel way more vulnerable, but I love zooming around the map and engaging the enemies in this way. It's so refreshing. Now, for now, as far as I understand it, this is only in the bot area, so I'm really excited to see if they add this to the bugs as well, and of course the Illuminate, because the way that they interact with your stratagems and the way you interact with like the mission types, I feel like it'll shake things up even more, and you'll use different weapons and different strategies. The bugs, I don't really know how they're going to make the bugs work on it, but I'm excited to see what they can do for it. I will say there is one concern, and I guess it's a good concern to have, but Arrowhead really like outdid themselves on this one, and so a part of me worries like, can they replicate this? Can they do it again? A lot of the war bonds have felt mid. There's been like one or two things I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I like that, but where the theme was cool, but the items didn't use a whole lot. Like, I haven't seen anyone use any of like the outlaw stuff like at all since it came out. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of people using the stealth stuff, but the next war bond that comes out, will it come with game-changing mechanics like this? Will it come with whole new game modes? Because if it doesn't, I think a lot of people are going to go into that whole trap where like, oh, we're so back, and then we're so far away, we're so back, we're so far away. You know, they kind of go up and down and up and down, and if they don't follow this up with something just as good, I have worry that we're going to get all the doomsaying back, where people are like, oh, Arrowhead's fallen off, it's so bad now because the last one was so good and this one's so mid. So I do think that they now have set the bar really, really high, and that's going to be a tough one for them to hit. I'm also really curious. I'm sad I didn't do this since I was in the moment. I should have, but I'm curious, like on this mission, you have to collect the black box. You have to hold the black box and get on the Pelican and escape with it. And I'm kind of curious what happens if you don't. Like, does it just flat out mission failed? Do you just lose a little bit of experience? Is it just considered like a complete failure of a mission? Like, I wish I would have tried to get on the Pelican without it just to see what happened. Does he even let you on the Pelican without the black box? Like, I'm really curious. So if you've tried that, tell me what happens when you do that. Does it give you a special game over? Does it just make you go back? What happens? Please tell me in the comments down below. I also saw a video of someone who used the C4 backpack and said that there's no limit to how much you can use, so if you place them and then resupply and then place them, you can explode them all at once. So he snuck around the entire map and planted like 40 different charges and blew up the entire map at once. I really hope that's not like a bug or a glitch, because I really, really want to try that, so I need to go grind up some more Bond medals so that I can get that and try that out, because that sounds like an absolute blast, no pun intended. So yeah, it goes to show me for thinking that this was just going to be mid or it wasn't my style. Like, they definitely knocked it out of the park on this one. So if you've been away for a while, now is definitely the chance to come back and play something new and engage in this new game mode. If you were on the fence about the War Bond, I definitely think it is a ton of fun and a must get. At this point, I'm willing to put it in like the top 5 must get. Like, it's not going to be totally game changing in the way the Democratic Demolitions is. That one's just way too powerful. But if you enjoy the stealth and you especially enjoy like Metal Gear Solid sneaking around, a little bit of action and stealth, I think you can have a lot of fun with it here. I also truly appreciate, like, at first I thought, well, it's kind of a cool war bond, but like if you choose to go stealth and no one else is going stealth, it's going to kind of ruin it for you, right? But I realized with how the mechanic works and actually getting to play with it, you can have a mission where someone's going full like auto, full noise, and someone else is doing their own little commando thing on the other side of the map. So it's cool that you can blend the two playstyles together if you're playing with other people and it's not just instantly negated. Now, if someone is with you and making a bunch of noise, there is nothing you can really do about that, but for the most part, I like that you can blend the two playstyles if you so choose. I think that's awesome, so definitely do not miss out on this. I know it's a limited time to just this one planet of Classa right now. I don't know if it's going to be something that's always available or it kind of comes in waves, so don't miss out on it just in case. Don't get the fear of missing out. Go and enjoy it. It really is a cool update. As always, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.